If I could just put this plug in, if you plan on going to the Pastor Appreciation Gifts, gift cards are more than welcome, not only for Pastor Graham, but for Carmen. They've been a blessing to us for many, many years, and let's be a blessing to them. Can you say amen tonight, church? If you have your Bibles, I want you to turn with me to the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and 4. We're going to look there, and I'm going to bounce around in a few scriptures in the Bible. I am going to say that the bulk of my sermon is my introduction. So just bear with me. Very, very inspired to preach this tonight, and I'm just going to make a few points. I like to read stories, and I want to share with you 3 true stories that I read. Hopefully that will put the mood or the setting of my sermon tonight. And when I read stories, church, I try to put myself in the shoes of who they're talking about. I don't know what it is. Maybe as the older I get, the more compassionate, the more feeling I have for people around. You know, when I see bums or people out there that are walking the streets, it's like, man, you know what? That's somebody's mom or dad or son, you know, somebody's family member. And so with that being said, let me share 3 stories. The first story goes like this. I want to introduce you to a gentleman by the name of John. He's 31 years old. He's a new father. He's very dedicated in his faith. He goes to church faithfully. And not only that, he had everything going on, from promotion after promotion. Able to invest and buy a few houses. Until one day, church, he went to work, and as he was going to work, his car was struck head-on from another driver as he swerved in his lane. And John died instantly, leaving his family devastated and alone. Abandoned, church. Amy, story number 2. Amy was a newly married woman. She was having issues and trying to have a child. She would see the doctor. The doctor would go over a few things and they would watch over her, and finally, church, she became pregnant. She was the type of person in this article that said everybody loved to be around her. She was sweet, she was kind, she loved to help people, not only in the church, but in the community. And so she would go to her routine checkups. And the doctors assured that the child, that she had a lot of doubts in her mind, a lot of mind battles in her mind. The doctors assured that Amy's baby was going to be okay and developing great. And so the time came, church. Water broke. Amy went into labor. She gave birth to a beautiful daughter, but it was stillborn. Number 3. His name is Ronnie. He was a young preacher. A wonderful church. His dad was a pastor of the church. He had a wife, obviously, and he had 2 kids. He had a lot of promise. A lot of promise. Very effective in his ministry, church. A passion for the Lord. He was in great health. In fact, he would exercise daily. He would eat right. He would train all the other folks in the church and even the church members. You know what? Take care of yourself. Until one day, church, Ronnie just collapsed and he died. No one knows why his heart just stopped beating. Now, we all have heard stories like this, church. Stories of bad things happening to good people. Yep. And no matter, let's get real tonight, no matter how spiritual you are tonight or how in tune with God you may be, we are left wondering why. You with me tonight, church? We all remember as I was putting this sermon together, September 11, 2001. Many of us know that date. On that day, thousands of people, they left their homes, church, to go to work just like any other day. They expected to come home to their loved ones. Pentagon and the grief of the people who lost husbands, wives, children, parents, cousins, our nation was devastated and asking the question, why? And most of us have experienced enough burdens and heartaches, church, to find ourselves crying these words. Listen, church. Why, Lord? Why did this happen? We have been told that we sow in what we reap. How do we believe that tonight, church? That if we sow seeds of sin and bitterness and hatred and disobedience, eventually what goes around comes around. Or in other words, we'll reap that kind of harvest. But let me get real tonight, church, because what if we haven't sowed those kind of seeds and yet some tragedy enters our lives and we find ourselves bearing burdens that we don't think we deserve? In such moments, we ask that question, why God? Why do bad things happen to good people? Are you really there, God? Do you care about me? These and other questions arise as we come to face with tragedy in our lives, things we face, things we battle, and how many of us in this church tonight said those words, why God? Why did this happen? You know, I read an interesting article about different religions. I want you to listen to this. The article says these words, go to the religions of the East and they will say that you are in the cycle of reincarnation. And you're being punished in this life for some sin in a previous existence. But if you could find out which one of those thousands of gods, lowercase, G-O-D-S, you have angered, you may be able to appease his wrath and lessen your punishment. And then the article goes on and talks about Muslims. Would give another different answer. Allah has willed it, and you must learn to accept it, his will without question. Some will even respond by shouting toward heaven and saying, God, if you allow such things to happen, then I curse you, and I don't want to have anything to do with you. Another story talked about a book. His name is Harold Kushner. He's a rabbi.
Yep.
And the book was called Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People? It became one of the best sellers, and he gives a different answer. Watch this, church. He says that God is limited in his power, and therefore he is not a participant in our lives. Instead, he is a spectator watching us with interest. God wants to see good things happen to his people, but he is not always able to arrange it. And in his conclusion is that we ought to understand that God is not all-powerful, and we should love him anyway, and forgive God, or forgive him for his shortcomings. Wow. He's saying that it is our turn now to forgive God for his failures. Let me put a disclaimer here, church. I don't agree with that.
Amen.
Come on, somebody. The book of Revelations in 15:3 and 4 are these words, great and marvelous are your deeds. Lord God Almighty, just and true are your ways, King of the ages. Who will not fear you, O Lord, and bring glory to your name? And then it goes on and says, for you alone are holy, all nations will come and worship before you, for your righteousness acts have been revealed. You know, listen, church, God is holy and marvelous, and just, all-knowing, and all-powerful. And I trust and believe that you believe that too. And as we begin to look at God and experience our relationship with God, we realize that we don't know it all. Come on, church. And that we can't always tell what is best. So I had some questions. I like to talk to myself when I write these sermons and stuff. You know, so I write down these questions. Yeah, I'm weird like that. I do talk to myself, you know? I do, really. So you see me outside sometimes, talk to myself. I'm just talking to myself, just enjoying having a great time. How you doing? Great. Good worship here. Great worship, sir. Yeah. Listen to this, church. I want you to think about these questions. What would be a good world to you? If you're going to create a perfect world, what would it be like? That's a question, church. want in the world and things you don't want, what would your list be? No pain? No death? No sorrow? No handicapped kids? No debts? Amen. I can say amen to that. A perfect temperature? But after getting after these few things, church, on which most of us would easily agree, there would probably be some folks that would disagree with what you would say.
Right.
Because it's obvious, church, that you think about North Korea, Kim Jong-un, a perfect world would not be an idea of a perfect world for us. Right? We could ask Vladimir Putin, same thing. We would not all agree on what is best. You know, how many have big families out there? You have big families? Have you ever got a family of 5 or plus more people? I'm not talking about I'm talking about a family. You know what I mean? 5 or 10. And you plan a vacation. Then you know what I'm talking about, church. Not everybody agrees. We don't always know what is good or what is best. Well, let's go here. No, let's go here. No, let's go here. We never agree, church. What do you want to eat? I don't care. What's going to talk about? I don't want to go to Taco Bell. You said you don't care. I'm preaching to some folks tonight. Man, it's good here. You know the story in the Old Testament, very familiar story of Joseph. Genesis chapter 37. All of us know this story. Here's Joseph. He's sold into slavery by his brothers. That's bad. He finds himself in Egypt working as a slave. That's bad. He's falsely accused of rape, attempting a rape on his master's wife. That's bad. And he's cast into prison. That's bad too, church. Meanwhile, his father is grieving over his death as reported to him by his brothers. That's bad, and it's all bad, church. Until Joseph finds himself in his life, he's second in command over the whole country of Egypt, dishing out food, and come to the land for something to eat. But listen to the words of Joseph. Years later, as he speaks to his brothers, you gotta understand, all the things that he's gone through. Now he's talking to his brothers in the book of Genesis, chapter 15 and 20. Listen to these words, church. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for the good. Huh. Could you say those words tonight, church? Could you say those words? Because that is a very important point here in that specific story. Because if you and I don't really know what is best, who does? Are there really values in our world who decide what is good and what is bad? Is life worth living? If that's the case, who put value in life and decided that it is really worth living for, church? If there really are answers tonight, church, if there really are solutions and absolutes, where do we go to find the answers and the solutions? Because we ponder this and ask all these questions, we suddenly realize, you know what? This is not the question to ask. Listen, church, why do bad things happen to good people? That's not the question to ask. Can I say this tonight, church? Do you mind if I preach right here? Preach. The crucial question is this: what is the purpose of my life? That's the real question. Because there are good people in this church, and let's get real. I ain't trying to prop up and say good things do happen to us. Many miscarriages that me and my wife had before we had our first child. Faithful in the church. Lost my job. Come on, church. Good people in the church. Kids go astray. Good people. But the first point I want to make is this: what is the purpose of my life? What is your purpose, church? Why am I here? Why do I get up every morning? Why do I get up for work? Why do I care for my family and my friends? What is the purpose of my life? And let me just say this: if you could determine, church, what your life is all about, if you can decide your goals and where you want to go in life, then you have purpose and direction in your life. But if you have no goals, if you have no purpose, church, if you don't know where you're trying to go, then life to you may seem meaningless. You ever met people like that? Well, what do you want to do? I have no idea what I want to do. I have no idea. Old Roman proverb says, when the pilot does not know for what port he is headed, no wind is the right wind. But if you know where you're going, you can catch the wind in your sails. Then not even the storms can deter you. Hallelujah. Now, if you were to tell me, church, your aspirations and your goals, your purpose for living, what would it be? And I'm afraid that most folks in the world would answer and say these words: more money, I want to be famous, and I want to be popular. I was given an article a while back about Princess Diana of England. Many of us know who she was, right? Didn't know this about her. I always saw her on TV growing up, and everything she had it going on, church, serious. At first, her marriage to be a storybook marriage. But soon found out she was really not married to Prince Charming. I didn't know she battled and fought bulimia. She attempted suicide many times. And affairs as their marriage crumbled around them. Even her closest friend in this biography said all she really wanted out of life was to be happy. But despite the fact that she had beauty and fame, she was popular and very wealthy, happiness was not in her life. She desperately sought it, but her life was not a happy one, and many of us know what happened. It ended tragically. Maybe I have to ask that question again, church. I always have to ask myself, what are my goals? What are my goals for my life, my marriage, for my church here? What is the purpose of my life? Or what, more importantly, a question I can ask you tonight, what does God have for my life? I would have never thought I'd be in this church many, many years later if someone simply just said, you know what, God will change your life. I didn't know that. In Isaiah chapter 43, 6 and 7, God speaks about this and says, bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth, everyone who is called by name, whom I created for my glory. And in this portion of the text, church, this is a picture of God calling his family together. And in this family, church, we are a part of this family. And we're created to glorify God by reflecting his presence and representing God in our lives. Number 2. God's purpose for me is to glorify God. Now, realizing what God is saying in that scripture I shared, hopefully it will change our attitude towards God. Because first of all, he created us. We are his sons and we are his daughters. We are part of a family. Whether or not you like your neighbor or not next to you. Yeah. Called by his name, church. Then our life is precious. It is a gift from God. Man, there's times where I wake up and I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus, I'm still alive. My wife has to put up with me for another day. Come on, somebody, I'm glad she's in here. Think about that, church. We need to live life as its best, that we glorify God. Amen. Number 2, if our purpose is to glorify God, to glorify him, then we need to be of service to others. Amen. Think about the person that helped you in life, church. Think about the person that helped you in your spiritual walk here in this church, or maybe in another church. Because Jesus told us one of the greatest commandments is what? Is to love God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and your strength. And then the second greatest commandment is what? To love your neighbor. And I hope that you're concerned with your neighbor, church. And comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we all ourselves have received from God. All the people that helped this church. Trials that we face. He's saying, you know what? You received comfort and strength from God. Now you take that, you receive it, and pass it on to others, church. Amen. Comfort them. Help them. Pick them up. Stand beside them when they're going through issues in life. Let me close with this. I'm going to share a story from a book I read a while back. This point is this. We are not always told why we suffer. We're not always told why things happen to us, church. And you know what? The real thing is this. It's hard.
He told him to put it on.
When something happens and we don't know why. You with me tonight, church? The Word of God, to the best of my knowledge, never tries to explain the why of suffering. Never! But God tells us this, church, that He will work all things out for the good of those who love Him. Hallelujah! Who have been called according to His purpose. That's the book of Romans, chapter 8, 28. Yep. Paul's pleading to have this thorn in the flesh. Many of us know the phrase, remove. All you hear is the promise of God. My grace is sufficient for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, 9. That's a scripture. I was given a book a while back from one of the brothers in the church. He was our bass player. Many of you know him. His name is Bobby. Hopefully you're watching, Bobby. They gave me this book. And the book was called The Applause of Heaven. I'm not sure if you read it. And so I was looking through my books, and there was a story in there that actually leaked out. Not too long ago. I read it a while back, but it leaked out to me. I want to share it with you tonight. Because there's people in here at church that are saying, you know, why are things happening to me? Why am I suffering? Why is my marriage falling apart? Why are my kids doing these things and rebelling against God? Listen to this story, church. Listen to this. Max Lucado, he tells a story about a young man by the name of Robert Reed. Robert Reed, as I present him to you, had cerebral palsy. Very, very disturbing disease, church. Very disturbing. He can't brush his teeth or comb his own hair. He can't even bathe himself, church. He can't dress himself. He can't even button up his shirt. He had to depend on other people to do that for him. He can't even walk. He can't go from one place to another by his own power. By his handicaps, did not rob him of graduating from high school. And finally earning a degree from Abilene Christian College. Thank you, Jesus. Robert Reed decided that he would study to be a missionary. So he taught a couple years in a junior college in St. Louis, and he took 5 trips to different mission fields. Finally, he settled and made it to Portugal. Robert Reed, he found a hotel owner who would rent him a ground floor. He found a restaurant owner who would feed him. After each hour and each day, somebody feeding in church. Couldn't do it for himself. He found a tutor who would teach him the language. And every day he wheeled out to the city park and passed out flyers, tracts to people who he walked by. He spoke to them in his voice that sounded like a record player whose batteries are about to run down. He told them about the love of God through Jesus Christ. In 6 years, church, Robert Reed won more than 70 people to Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. platform so he could get up and preach to the audience of the people. I watched him as he took his stiff fingers and tried to turn the pages of his Bible. And along with thousands of others, I wiped away tears of admiration. Here is one who could have complained, one who could have been bitter and angry, one who could have asked, why God? Why me? Why do bad things happen to God's people? But instead, he said, Robert Reed read in his drawn-out way to the words of God and gave this testimony, church. And when he came to the end of it, he lifted up his bent hand and arm, said, I have everything I need. Lucado adds and says, his shirts are held together with Velcro. But his life is held together with the joy of God. Hallelujah. Let's bow our heads tonight, church. Let's bow our heads tonight. There's some people in this place. As I say this question one last time, why God? Why? Why? But can I tell you, the person next to you may not know, or even your own pastor, or even myself may not know why this is happening. But can I tell you this? One thing I learned in my Christian walk is this. We may face things in life, but God knows. God knows. God does know, church, and you have to understand that if you're ever going to get through obstacles and things in your life, God knows. And the reality is God knows what's best for us. And I want to challenge you, church. Your cry to God, your why to God, you give it to Him. You give it to Him. In your weakness, He is your strength. When there's no joy, and you turn to different things, He is your joy. It's the God in heaven that wants to touch you again and again and again and again. That's the God we serve, church. That's the God we serve. That is the God we serve. And you're in this place, you're a Christian, and God is speaking to you. I want you to lift your hand. I see that hand, I see that hand, I see that hand, I see that hand. Honest hearts tonight. Why God? Why God? I appreciate your honesty tonight. And maybe you're here, you're a backslider. You once knew Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior. You want to rededicate your life to Jesus. I want you to lift your hand. You know who you are. I see that hand. Thank you, Jesus. I see that hand. I see that hand. God knows you're wise in life. Or maybe you're in this place, you don't know Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior. And if you were to die tonight, you would not know where you would spend eternity. But you will spend eternity somewhere. Heaven or hell. And you couldn't answer that question clearly. Can I tell you God loves you, God wants to help you in your life, and He will forgive you of your sins. Only if you confess and ask God to forgive you your sins, accept Him in your heart. You want to do that tonight to make God the ruler of your life. I want you to lift your hand tonight. Amen. If there be anybody in this place, thank you, Jesus. Can I have a brother please pray for our brother up front? Many hands were raised tonight. I want to challenge you. Come to this altar. Give it to God tonight. Give it to God. As the church stands, our brother Sunil leads us in a song of worship. Thank you, Jesus. Many hands were raised tonight. I want you to come. Give it to God. Why? Oh, thank you, Jesus. Give it to God, church.